Very. That's
varies.
two. We're going to have to start
varies.
giving him more time so that he can get all of your varies in.
More varies next time, John Harris.
More couplets of concern. Our good friend Jason Boyette back in with us today to talk about his weekly podcast. Hey, Amarillo, on this IPA day, I see you've brought a trophy with a beverage. How appropriate of you.
Right, not a real IPA
Oh,
though.
that's unfortunate. I was thirsty.
Yes.
So why are we talking about this?
Let's talk about this first.
Okay.
So the Hey Amarillo Beer Fest is this Saturday at Starlight Ranch. Starts at 5 p.m. and we will be having beer tastings for that late afternoon and into the evening with a lot of the local breweries.
Mm-hmm.
We've got breweries from Lubbock who are coming. The local distributors are bringing in Texas craft beers from all over the state. We will have 40 to 50 different beers that you can taste during this event.
I think it's going to be such a fun time. Plus, you've got live music too, right?
Live music at the end. We'll cap everything off with a concert. Features local duo Fine and Dandy. They're the openers. And then Fast Lane, an Eagles tribute band, will be closing out the show.
Okay, so you're giving awards based on people's choice,
We will
right?
have awards, so there will be voting that takes place. I've got this trophy and about 9 others, so we're going to award the local breweries with categories like Best Stout, Best IPA, Best Porter, Best Wheat Beer. And then you'll also be able to choose your favorite beer at the whole beer fest, your favorite local brewery. There will be fan voting for all these things. And so it's a great chance to celebrate the local craft beer scene. And if you're into craft beer, you can taste a bunch of them all in one place.
I like that. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a really great time.
It's going to be fun.
Okay, let's talk about your guest this week, Anette Carlisle.
Okay, Anette Carlisle is my guest, and she's one of those people that, you know, you say, well, Anette Carlisle, I've heard her name. What does she do?
Right.
Well, it takes about 10 minutes to describe what she does. She's a trained zoologist. That's what she went to school for.
I did not know about her at all.
A scientist who was really into data collection. Okay, so she gets here. Her kids start going to school. She gets really into education, serves on the local school board. After several years doing that, then she moves on. She's on the AC Board of Regents right now. She got very into poverty and education and the way that those two combine in trying to solve some of the problems here in Amarillo and the Texas Panhandle. So she founded Panhandle 2020, which was an organization that brought a bunch of people together to try to address some of those issues. And so she's a poverty coach. She's an education advocate. She's still using that data mining and collection to solve problems beyond, you know, biology, what she was doing. Now it's with people and education and all those different things. Super fascinating to talk to.
I think it's so important because I think a lot of times we look at education as, you know, developing the whole child and sort of how do we do this, but data is so essential in making sure that we're taking care of those issues like poverty and fixing those problems, you know, at the lower level.
She talks in the podcast about how the growth of our city in the next 20 or 30 years is tied directly to educational attainment. So the higher the percentage of people going to school after high school, whether it's a certificate or a college degree, that has a direct role in how much our city grows and thrives.
And developing a workforce so that people, so that companies come in, right?
If you want tech companies to come here, you have to have people with a tech background. And so that's why we need to continue to drive people to Amarillo College, to WT, to any other place where they can get some of that training.
I think people probably who aren't, you know, super in tune to everything are wondering, why are we investing so much time, so much energy into, you know, these local colleges, these local, that's why.
Right.
So we can get a workforce.
One of Amarillo's biggest exports is the talented people that grow up here and then leave and go someplace else. We want them to stay. She's interested in making sure that they stay. And if they grow up in poverty, she wants them to climb out of that through education.
So fascinating. So we can go and download the podcast?
Download it. Go to heyamarillo.com. You can find it. Go to Apple Podcasts. It's all over the place, anywhere you listen to podcasts.
And make sure that you get your tickets early for the Beer Fest. You can do that where?
You can buy your advance tickets. Go to bit.ly/Amarillo Beer Fest. Get your tickets there. You can come out and buy tickets at the gate.
Okay, very good. Jason Boyette, thanks for coming by. We appreciate you.
Sure thing.
Coming up next, if you're looking for custom invitations,